This that late shift, graveyard, pockets on E. This that praying in the driver, God, don't let me bleed. This that thumbnail, live stream, teaching about the teeth of the market while I'm fighting for my family to eat. This that knee brace, aching from the miles in the mud. This that E5 rank that I earned with my blood. This that YouTube grind when the views was a dud. Now we talking about a movement, not a maybe. This a flood, sacrifice for the riches. That ain't just about the cash, that's about the sleep I gave up just to break a broken past. That's about the liquor I refused when I could've hit the glass. That's about the therapy I took instead of speeding off and crash.
For reset, that's the code that I live. Gave my tears, gave my time, gave my body, gave my ribs. For my wife, for my kids, for my people that I live. Ain't nobody gonna stop me, I'ma die before I quit. Sacrifice for reset, put the name on my stone. I was built for all this pressure, I ain't breaking, now I'm grown. If you looking for a hero who was carved out of the stones, you can see him in the mirror when you face it on your own.
I was clocking in for bosses that ain't know my middle name. They just saw the numbers hitting, they ain't see the inner strain. Then I turn my pain to content, turn my lessons into game. Now I got a tribe of traders that refuse to play the same. Disco buzzing charts up, members learning how to move. We ain't chasing lotto tickets, we're protecting what we prove. Teaching risk, teaching patience, teaching how to keep you cool. Cause I lost enough myself to write a whole financial school. My sobriety a badge, my resilience a shield. Every L I ever took became a tool I had to wield. When the market tried to break me, I just studied how it killed. Then I built a better system, now I'm walking through the field.
Sacrifice for reset, that's the code that I live. Gave my tears, gave my time, gave my body, gave my ribs. For my wife, for my kids, for my people that I live. Ain't nobody gonna stop me, I'ma die before I quit. Sacrifice for reset, put the name on my stone. I was built for all this pressure, I ain't breaking, now I'm grown. If you looking for a hero who was carved out of the stones, you can see him in the mirror when you face it on your own.
When I say
sacrifice,
you say for riches.
Sacrifice for riches. Sacrifice
for riches, from the trenches to the digits. When I say process, you say over profit.
Process over profit. Process
over profits, we ain't stopping till we locked it. From the runaway son to the soldier in the dirt, to the husband with a white queen fighting through the hurt, to the father of 2 daughters that he put in every verse, to the trader and the teacher helping others break the curse. I'm the sum of every scar they tried to use to hold me back. I'm the voice of every kid who had to grow up in attack. I'm the proof that if you're willing to go all in on the path, you can lose a couple battles and still never lose your track.
Sacrifice for reset, that's the code that I live. Gave my tears, gave my time, gave my body, gave my ribs. For my wife, for my kids, for my people that I live. Ain't nobody gonna stop me, I'ma die before I quit. Sacrifice for reset, put the name on my stone. I was built for all this pressure, I ain't breaking, now I'm grown. If you looking for a hero who was carved out of the stones, you can see him in the mirror when you face it on your own.
Hey everybody, can you hear me? Can you see me? Mic check 1 2 1 3. I'm in the process, like my chart for some reason isn't popping up, so I'm trying to fix that real quick. Just give me one moment. Okay, so it says there. Gotta find it. Excuse me. this thing ain't doing what it's supposed to do, which is great. Oh, I got it. All right, cool. All right, so before we transition over there, what is up, everybody? It's your boy Stocks for Real, Sacrifice for Riches. I am in dad attire right now. So, first off, welcome everybody. This is the weekly strategy. So, today we're public, just to give people like a little in as far as what we're doing every week. Every Sunday we do this, where myself, the Orcas, the Anglers, the Megalodons, and Leviathans, we get on the live stream, and then we talk about the week. We plan our trades for the week. So traditionally, before, we would look at like the S&P 500, the SPY, or whatever, and then we would kind of like try to figure out what the market's doing and pretty much focus on that, maybe another ticker or two. But because of how volatile and because of how how many people I know that's getting scalped by the SPY and all these other ETFs or whatever that they're playing, I decided that we need to change what our ETF scalp is. Meaning, let's get off the SPY and let's find something, or find a ticker 2 or 3 that will act as a baseline or a let's see, what's the word I'm looking for? So like a fallback plan. So if you wanted to trade the SPY, if you wanted to trade like a Netflix or whatever volatile stock or whatever that you're into, and let's just say that ticker or whatever is just not feeding you, and you're actually feeding the market because of that ticker, and you're stuck, right? Well, my thought process is, well, let me give my team, right, my team of members, right, 3 tickers that they can choose from, that they can always fall back to in case what they're kind of pursuing in the week isn't really working out for them, right? So that's what we do on Sundays. So so for those that are here, you probably can't, if you're not a member, you can't chat, and that's okay. Okay, understand that this is a members only. If you want to become a member, please do consider joining. I would say the absolute minimum tier I would recommend is the Orca, because they get this exposure every week. And the absolute highest value tier is the Megalodon. So I would 100% say that you should look into that if you're interested. Okay. I would say if you have any questions, ask the people in the chat, but members, let them know in your own words if you think joining and being a member of Sacrifice for Riches is worth it, if it's valuable, any of that stuff, right? Essentially, I think we're a little different as a trading community, but to each his own. So we're going to focus on what we're going to focus on. We're going to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. I'm going to say what's up to all my members in the chat, and then we're going to go from there. All right. So let's see here. Breeze, I see you. Good evening. Hope everyone is enjoying the weekend. Yes, I had a happy Valentine's Day to all the queens, right? I took my wife to a gun range. She doesn't like guns, right? But she wanted to kind of get, exposed to it just to get comfortable. So we did that, and we did like a crab boil downtown. So that was a good time. So a little one-on-one time. Shout out to the grandparents for stepping in, right? Mama, she might be in the chat. I treated her and her friend to a nice dinner. So love you, Mom. If you're in here, you probably just can't talk because I don't have open communication for everybody. But okay, Roll Life, evening fam. Hope everyone has touched that like button. I appreciate that, Roll Life. 1, 2, 3. I see you, Adam. I see you, Lawless. I see you, King. Miss Philly, I see you. After this, oh, my mom can talk. Huh. I guess I don't have it closed off to the public unless I give mom like a moderator role or something like that. So, what's up, mama? Don't unpin this. Hello. Okay, so because I see my mom in the chat, that tells me that everybody can talk, and I didn't set up the stream correctly, and it is what it is. All right, so give me a minute. I'm going to provide a link for those that's interested in potentially becoming a member, or at least checking out the tiers and the perks that comes with it. Understand we do the perks that you see is far greater than what what you receive. So here that is. Okay, in case you're interested. Okay, so if there's any questions, let me know. But this is a short, quick to the point stream, and I'm gonna give you all of the levels that I'm looking at for this week for these particular stocks or tickers. Tickers we're looking at is gonna be Snap, SoFi, and Tesla. Why? Well, I don't know if you guys really know me, but I created a system called the Minnows, the Dolphins, the Orcas, right? And this is my way of making sure that as I grow and as this community grows, I don't forget about those that are still pouring into the community, because I understand we're all at different experiences levels. We're at different bankrolls. We have different risk, right? And understandings of the market overall in this trading game. So the Minnows, it's pretty much, we're looking at options trades, okay? For the Minnows, it's any stock or ticker that has premiums that's under $50, right? These are for low account individuals, potentially those that are just getting their toe in the water, trying to figure things out. They can't take on a lot of risk, but they want skin in the game and they want to be paying their tuition and trying to figure out how this thing works, right? Then you have the Dolphins. That's any premium that's under $150, right? So these are intermediate traders, people that's probably been around the block for several months or a year or more, right? And has a really good understanding of technical analysis, and then kind of like the ebbs and flows of the market. They know what a chart is. They know what support and resistance are. They know some basic languages, and they're kind of finding their footing, finding their strategy, right? And then you have the Orcas. Those are anybody pretty much that's looking for premiums over $200, right? 150 plus, right? 200 plus. These are people either with a higher bankroll that can take on a greater risk. They have a greater understanding of overall risk management, and they're just looking for the bag. Now, this doesn't mean that an Orca can't play a Minnow play, or a Minnow can't play an Orca play, right? An Orca can go ahead, because they have a bankroll, they can buy like 50 Minnow contracts, right? If they so choose. So it's all just about categorizing these things. And then when you see a thumbnail that says Minnow, Dolphin, Orca, you kind of know, what ticker or whatnot that would pertain to you and your trading strategy and your risk tolerance or whatnot. All right. So that's kind of what we're getting into. I'm seeing some warnings on the screen, so do let me know if I get cut out. Hopefully I don't. So I'm going to get rapping, because something's been going on with streams, and I'm not saying anything twice. So shout out to Mama. Roll Life says the membership is worth it. Give it 1 month. It'll pay for itself. That is the goal, 100%. You guys, if you join, you get my live trading alerts, right? Right for my charts. So when I get my trade alert, you get the trade alert. That's for Megalodons and above. If you are here ready for some gems, tap that like button. All right, so we're about to get into it. Thank you, Queen. Q Anderson. All right, so we're going to get right into the charts. Mic check 1 2 1 3. When I switch screens, I got to make sure that you can hear me and see me. Okay. All right, so we're going to start with the Minnow play. Okay. We're going to start with Minnow. And why am I talking about Snap? Well, because Snap fell the heck off, right? So as you can see, Snap was as high as, Snap got all the way up to $83. That's insane. But I don't know if you guys know much about the company. I think Snap is a dope app. I don't use it as much as I used to, but nonetheless, it was a great source for just seeing what was going on in the world with location settings and things like that. And then just having a quick, Snapchat, with a friend or whatever. But ultimately, they're really just not making enough money, right? And if I'm not mistaken, they were losing money. So one of their biggest issues is that they weren't taking advantage of marketing, advertising, right? So that was one of their biggest things that they can come up with. But COVID happened, and that hit them hard because everybody kind of tightened their budget, and this allowed Facebook and YouTube, Google, whatever, it allowed them to kind of come into that short space, right? Getting like short feeds, short reels, short stories. Stories was like a big thing for Snapchat. So when you let these mega giants come in, right, and you didn't do anything to adapt, they had an amazing platform, but they didn't really do anything to kind of adapt or change to increase their growth and revenue, right? So what's the thought on Snapchat, right? In my opinion, like, well, they and this isn't what we normally do, but I just have an opinion on Snapchat. But they did the advertising situation, but then they tried to do a subscription model, and then they were trying to add AI to everything, and it just, I don't know, and I don't think it really worked. I mean, why would you subscribe to Snapchat, right? Like, I don't know if the benefit is really there, but they were just trying to squeeze dollars out of people, and they probably got a couple people, but it wasn't worth it nor necessary. So with a model that's kind of very simplistic, and there's no the growth potential is limited because of their ecosystem. They can only go so far. So in my opinion, I think Snap, I don't think they're a company that will go bankrupt or anything like that, but I do think they're a company that will get bought out by a mega giant like a Meta or a Google or whatever. I can see that happening. And they are at a good price. So anyway, we're going to zoom in. We're going to talk about it. These prices are cheap for premiums. And then so I'm going to go over the levels, what I see, and then we're going to talk about the actual plays. Okay, so essentially this is, hold on. Okay, so we got two trading zones for Snap, right? So trading zone 1 is from 490 to 540. Okay, so pretty much if we get above 490, that's considered my base, my floor, and then that will that essentially would be like a great time to enter longs. To where? $5.40. I know these are like pennies and it doesn't seem like a big deal, but when you're playing pennies like this, small moves are amazing games. Remember, we're in a percentage business, right? We're in a percentage game. So so as it relates to contracts and options, just know, don't snuff at these dollar amounts that you see, $5 to $5.27. If there's a contract that says it's $5, and okay, let's say let's go $4.98. So let's say there's a contract that says $5, but we're trading under $5, right? So that tells you that you're right outside of intrinsic value. But your risk is low because you're really close to the $5 strike price. Well, by the time you get into the $5 strike price, you'll be pretty much positive because your contract would then have intrinsic value. Now, let's say you want to take greater risk and you want to say, well, Snap has a $5.50 strike price, and I mean, I think we can get there. Well, guess what? If you get in at under $5 and you have a strike price of $5.50, that's a more than a home run. Okay, so because y'all gotta understand, it's about the Greeks, the deltas, the gammas, the IV, all that stuff, right? All that stuff kind of makes up that value. It's not the pennies that you see between here and here. It's the extrinsic and intrinsic value of contracts that they've set in place, the premiums and the strike prices that they put in place that adds or removes value. So based on how the stock moves. So anyway, this is zone 1, right? Zone 1. So I'm going to show you the zones, and then I'm going to speak to the take profit target. So essentially where we are right now, an entry would be $4.90. I'll just talk about this zone and the take profit targets here. So once you confirm above 490, we'll be looking at take profit target of 498, then 507, and then 514. Okay, but if we are bearish still on this stock, right? We're bearish because we are at the very absolute low of where all-time lows, right, for Snap. Understand this: you are in a demand zone. We have crossed and failed through the demand zone, but we have failed to confirm below it. So for as long as we are inside the demand zone, we are technically bullish on this stock until we see otherwise. Now, again, right? I mean, we're thinking bullish, but we're not bullish, okay? Because my level is 490 and we're living below that, right? And we're seeing selling pressure, right? A top wick. And we try to retake the level and we got kicked out, right? So we're technically bearish, but we have to be mindful of where we are in the setup, right? We're at the bottom of a demand zone. And for those that understand supply demand and you've been in my classes, then you understand what can happen if we get some bullish momentum from the bottom. That's a nice early entry to the top, right? So, but nonetheless, if we fail to break 490, right, then that means that we are 100% bearish. Like until then, we're 100% bearish. And then our zone changes. Our zone goes from there to a range of 443 to 490, okay? So this would be where that lies. Now, with that being said, I'm going to show you the breakdown that I gave everybody so far. All the members thus far. So give me one moment. Okay. Okay. So this right here is my app. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but it's a S4R Trader Pro app. Okay. And with this app, there's a bunch of tools there for you guys to utilize that can help you with your trading as it relates to just tracking your trades, the psychology of it. They have daily check-ins, mindset check-ins. A lot of the things that I teach, I have built into the app placed within an educational hub. So you guys can have full access to that. If you're interested, I'll put the link in the comments. HTTPS and then sacrifice. That looks right. All right, so there's that link right there, okay? So if you're interested, it is free to sign up, but then of course there's other tiers. So for example, you see this. This is my rapid fire page within the app. This is where I put all of my swing trades. So I have a catalog of swing trades to choose from. So no matter what level we are in the market, for the most part, if I've looked at it, I put it in here. So for example, we're looking at Snap. So SNAP. I just typed that into the filters, right? And then this shows you all the plays I have listed for Snap, right? It has a nice car view, or you can do a row view, but we're gonna go with the car view because it's easier to kind of look at. So 490, right? So this gives you your entry, your calls, your take profit targets, blah, 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 right? So I'm gonna hit view so you can see a little bit more of the details. So down here is where I kind of list the play, where I tag everybody within the Discord. So Snap, if we're crossing 490, is a trade alert, okay? There's a bullish and bearish bias above or below it, okay? So for the calls, the entry is 490. The stop is going to be, let me see if y'all can see this. Can y'all see this okay? Let's go here. We don't need to see, yeah, we don't need to see everything. Yeah, we can just focus on this for now. Okay. So this is going to align with the charts. So the strike price that I would be looking at is the $5 call option. Okay, $5 strike. The premium right now, it says estimated to be about $12. It could be more, it could be less, y'all. But at the end of the day, I'm predicting that it's going to be under $50, period. Okay. Now, take profit 1 is going to be 507. This is to the upside. Take profit 2 is 514. And then your max take profit right now is 540. But of course, if we have bullish momentum through that, then we're looking for support above that level. And then we take it from there. Okay. Then you get another set of levels. To the downside, entry, exit 490. Okay. Strike price it has it for $5. I might have to fix that. So that's not a problem. So we can do a strike of $5, and that just puts you in the money, right? So it's less risk when you are buying puts within the money, and that's fine. Yeah. Oh, it'd be out of the money. Puts, boom, boom. Yeah, I think I need to get a different strike, but that's fine. Either which way, we're playing it to the downside, right? Your take profit 1 is 483, and your take profit 2 is 478. Max take profit target of 466. Okay, so that's how that's broken down, right? So if you are Megalodon, right? If you are Megalodon within the Discord, you will get that alert. When I get the alert, and it'll come across just like this, right? So when this triggers on my phone, on my end, while I'm trading, my Megalodons and Leviathans will also get this trigger. They will also get the chart, and they'll be able to see exactly what it is that I see right here, okay? So I think that's what I got for Snap. I got some more if we climb, but whatever. We're going to go to the next ticker, and the next ticker is SoFi. Let me know if that makes sense. If it doesn't, I don't know. Hold on. All right, so SoFi. Well, this is a minnow to dolphin level play. Why is that? Well, the main reason is because SoFi, depending on the interest, right, of the stock, it could be under $50, or it can be over $150, just depending on, you know, market makers, right? We don't make this up. They do. So SoFi, let me zoom in. So for SoFi right now, y'all, we are hold on, let me see here. We are kind of in like a interesting position. Okay, so I'm gonna talk to y'all a little bit about it, and then we're gonna get into the levels. But essentially, SoFi's in a 100% downtrend, and I've been telling everybody about SoFi falling. And you know what sucks about it is that even though I'm pretty on point with my levels, and I was pretty dang confident that we were gonna sell off, I wasn't in puts for very long. So, and that's because like I had that SoFi bias. I'm a SoFi, I guess, ape, goat, whatever, not goat, OG, whatever. Like I've been in SoFi since $4, right? Since pre-IPO, right? Well, yeah, been into the company before that, and then followed it all the way from the top to the bottom. Okay, but essentially, I called this falling to a max of 1857. So we did fall to 1979, and then we pretty much got pretty darn close to the 1857. Hold on, we probably actually hit it if I zoom in. Yeah, we actually hit it. So we actually fell right to the level that I called out. So shout out to y'all if y'all are paying attention to that. But now here we are, right? So what we did, we fell below a trading zone of mine, and the base of that trading zone was 1979. Okay. And now we have now fallen back through this zone, and we've struggled to retake this position. So what am I saying to you? Well, essentially, we are bearish on SoFi for as long as we're living below 1979. If we cross and confirm above this level, then of course I have more of a bullish bias. But we have a lot to get through on that. So I'm gonna show you that to the downside, right? You see my levels, right? I thought I set this up. I wonder if it just failed to save. I think it failed to save. We're going to find out here because I wrote my levels down. So anyway, I have us having a max take profit target of like 1366 on SoFi. 1 second. I think something got screwed up. Okay. But anyway, same deal. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to show you the zones, and then I'm going to get into the levels. So if we were to retake 1979, well, then I have our take profit targets here, and I'm going to cover them using the app again so you guys can see how that, again, breaks down. Okay? All right. So same deal. I'm going to reset this window. reset, and then just go here. All right, same deal. So what we do, we go to the menu, all right, and then we go to something called rapid fire alerts. Okay, so this is that page, and then I can type into the filters SoFi, SoFi, and then all of my plays for SoFi pops up here, all of my swing trades. So for those that are new and for those that might be interested in looking into the app, just know this. Let's say SoFi just goes on a $5 rocket and you're like, oh man, SoFi took off. I don't know where we're going. I don't know what the next levels are. I don't know if I should enter or not or whatever, calls or puts. Then if you have the app, you can just type in SoFi and you can see where our levels are as we go get higher. So you see at 2301, we have an entry and exit, and we have a call option, take profits. We have put option, take profits, right? At 2615, which is a key level for me, we have our take profit targets for the call options. 2761, 2915, 3222, right? So you had those, and I do this and I have them archived so nobody is lost at any given point. Something you need to understand and realize with the market is that the levels never die, okay? Levels never die, right? So levels are just levels. Remember, levels are it's lines on the chart, but those are the lines we put there. Essentially what we're looking for and looking at is, hey, a decision is being made here, right? What decision is being made here? And the lines, they just draw us to the chart and just gives us like a trigger. Hey, look here, pay attention here, see what happens. But anyway, so where we are right now with the SoFi thing. So with SoFi, right, I have a setup for calls and puts, right? So I'll just go off of this, but entry is 1979 for entry and stop. Our strike price that I was looking at for calls is $21. Okay. The strike price that I'm looking for puts is $19. And then this has an estimated premium of $10 to $12, but I know that's not true. I have to fix my algorithm within the app. But one thing that my app can't do is compensate for interest within a market, because everything's inflation. My app can't compensate for inflated premiums, right? So whatever. Anyway, so this is technically more of an Orca play. It could be a Minnow play, depends on how far out you look, right? So if you look beyond $21 for calls, and let's say you look for $23 or $24, okay, well then great. You might have a Minnow level play and you'll be under $50. But anyway, so for calls, to the upside, our take profit, and you can see on my chart at the same time, because I'll be walking you through both. But for take profit 1, right, we're at 21.37, right? Take profit 2 is at 22.96. Take profit 3 is here. You don't see take profit 3 because I give you the 1, the 2, and the max, okay? But take profit 3 is going to be 24.52 with the max take profit target of 26.15. So again, when this hits, right, when this hits, my Megalodons and Leviathans, they will get the alerts right away. There will be no ping, no delay. There will be no like, hey, I got in and now I'm up 15% because it moves so fast. So let me share the play with the rest of the team, right? I put this system in place so there is no delay. So you can have your eyes drawn to the charts. And then so you are able to make that decision on entering or not entering by doing your own due diligence, right? You won't know necessarily if I got in until I post about it, but you will see the charts the same time I see it if you are a Megalodon or above, right? So if we were, let's say, run up to this max take profit of 26.15, you're not left hanging. You're trying to figure out what's happening here. A lot of times, for the most part with SoFi, you get a lot of chop around the zone. So you do need to be patient and calm when you approach here. But it is a great place to like take profit, right? Because you don't want to get caught up in theta and, get chopped up, right? Holding the bag. But nonetheless, once you reach that level, right? Again, if you're a Megalodon, you're going to get another, right? Another alert, right? And gives you some more details as far as where we're going. So for example, if we make it all the way to 26,615, that is technically still a bearish section of my zone. So for puts, it's pretty much playing it in reverse, right? One contract for leap calls, maybe, if we confirm above. But then for the max hit profit targets for TP1, I said load up zone 1 for leap calls. Am I on this backwards? Hold on. 1979. Okay. Yeah, for puts. Yep. So pretty much we're riding this wave down, right? And as we're coming down, I'm telling people where I'm looking to load up on call options, right? Right? So this is what was prompted as we crossed 2615. So everybody was aware, hey, this is coming on down, but when it does, right, we know what we're planning to do once we hit the bottom, right? And then vice versa. And for calls. So if we cross 2615, right, then you see the next levels of take profit targets, right? And then I gave you a better idea of what the premium costs are. And this is going to be aligned with what they're going to be down here as well at 1960. And a little note, I said at 1979, if we had fallen all the way down there, which we did, if you don't have shares, it may not be a bad time to load up, not financial advice. So I do stuff like this to give people within the community some details as far as how I'm thinking about things, how I'm looking at things, and then you guys just decide if it's something that you want to pull the trigger on, okay? Because you're in charge of your own portfolio, but you haven't access to my actual charts in my portfolio. So that's SoFi. Hey, Megalodon, Bob Marley, are you upgrading, Bob? Are you upgrading? Let me know if you become a Megalodon, big dog. If you guys think this is helpful, especially if you are not a Discord member, let me hear from you. Just put a fire emoji in the chat. Put a like on it. You know, thumbs up in the chat. Let me know that you're here, and because I'm not doing this every week like for public. This is a members only thing. Okay, I just decided to make it public today. All right, so next up, we're looking at, and let me make sure my screen is not in the way. Okay, we are looking at Tesla. Stressla for some, right? What's up, Lucid? All right, so Stressla, I redid all of my Tesla levels, okay? I redid all my Tesla levels. So I want y'all to know this is the most accurate that they are right now. And it's good stuff, right? So with Tesla, my trading zone for Tesla is the bottom is 382.98 and the top is 488.59. Now I understand that that's a pretty wide range, but we don't need to really worry about anything as of right now above 435.43. So we're going to focus on the bottom half of my range, right? Of my trading zone. And look here, right? So let me just clear up some of this stuff. Okay, so below 435.43 on Tesla, we are bearish. Above it, we're bullish. So obviously, we are where we are. So let's see here. Let's go to the app. We're going to talk about it there, and then we're going to keep it moving. So the Tesla play is an Orca level play. Why? Because most likely, Tesla is going to be over $150, over $200, depends on what you're looking at. Okay, so I'm going to put this here, and then we'll work the charts at the same time. So as of right now, we're going to go back into the app. I'm going to type in Tesla, TSLA, right? And then you see all of my plays for Tesla, right? Some of them I will clear out now that I have new levels, but let's focus on where we are, right? So the bottom of my zone is 382. We are currently between 423 and 409. So let's look at the charts to see if we have an entry between those ranges. So 383, we have one for that. The bottom, okay, 409.56. Perfect. So we have a put option within the app, right? So here I say, I'll go into the play first. So our strike price, first of all, pause. 409.56 is the play, right? If we fall below 409.56, we are bearish, right? We're looking for put options, right? So that is what I'm saying here. Make sure y'all can still see my screen. Yes. Okay. So what are we looking for? Under 409.56, we're looking for a strike price of 402, right? On a put option. It says the estimated premium is $67. Of course, that is not true. But it's probably closer to about 150 to 180. If you have it for more than a week, then of course it'll likely be over 200, okay, which would make it an Orca level play. These are swing trades, everybody, so keep that in mind. So the target is going to be 402.03. Take profit. So hold on. Something didn't save. Yep. I clicked off and nothing. My stuff didn't save. So I'm not happy about that. But let's talk about it anyway. So 402.03. 402. I'm gonna put this. Hold on, give me a minute. I gotta make sure my levels are in here. Okay. One moment, y'all. Let's go over here. Okay, so we have a take profit 1 here at 402. I'll put it at 09, whatever. All right, and then take profit 2 is 399.73. So that is 399.73. So this is a little off. Man, I wonder if this didn't save properly. I hope. I hope it. 399.73. Yeah, this. Pretty much is the top of this demand zone. Yep, there we go. Okay, so essentially I said, okay, at 402, that's like one of my take profit targets. But then we have to be careful around here at the top of this passive 4-hour demand zone at 399.73. And then the max take profit target is going to be down here at 382.98. Okay, now again, I want y'all to understand that I don't leave people hanging when we hit the key level of my zone. So this is the base of my zone. So at the bottom, right, if Tesla were to fall to 383.09, well then guess what? My guys will have the alert pop off, right? And you're gonna see that I'm looking at a call option. So with a strike price for here at 396.28, I'm sorry, hold on, 396. I have a take profit 1 of 396.28. Right, which is the bottom essentially of this demand zone, right? Which we could probably find a take profit target a little bit closer, but whatever. All right, take profit 2 is going to be 409.56, and then max take profit target is going to be 435.43, right? So anytime we hit a bottom or a top of a trading zone, it's either two things are going to happen. Either there's going to be a no doubt, no brainer decision made, or is going to consolidate and the market is trying to figure it out. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. But when we get down here, everybody that's a Megalodon or greater is going to get the chart as well as the breakdown of what I'm looking for the play. And I said bottom of trading zone. If we hold or bounce, then this is a strong reversal and likely running way up. So I'm giving everybody the game, and hopefully that's helping. Now, so that's to the downside, okay, y'all? Now, we have an upside, I think, on Tesla too. Let me just double check. This is that bottom right here, right? So, which we just walked through, right, on the chart. But let's see, do I have a call option? I don't. Okay. Now, I don't have a call option right now at 409.56, but you know, I'll let y'all like just take a look, and essentially if we confirm above this and we decide that we're going to run up, then we're headed to 423.31 and then 435.43. Now this is a demand zone, right? So this is pretty massive right here at 402.09. I would say take profit and top of the demand. I'm just gonna put that note there for me so I just know. But anyway, So that's Tesla, right? The other piece of this is to the upside, but I mean, we were way far away right now to 435. Do I have a play for this right now? I think I do. So, but I do have it tagged in here that this is a potential shift in bias if we cross this level. Okay. So, and here's the play for Tesla. If we cross, if we cross above 435, I gave all the levels here for calls and puts. All right. So pretty much that is what I got going on. Any questions, comments, concerns? All right. Because that is a wrap. That is a wrap. And we're going back to just chatting. I'm going to give y'all 2 minutes, and then I got to get going. Hold up. Hey, what's up, buddy? Shout out to my editor being in the building. Everybody give buddy some love. All right. See, sometimes this works and sometimes it doesn't. Was this helpful? Ugh. Let's see if this, let me see if this works out. Okay. And I you, big dog. Hey, Queen Fee, I see you. All right. Hey, buddy, if you're tapped in, I want you to know you're still sending me Spanish words, big dog. I don't know what this means. Le dio risa una imagen. That's what it says. But hey, no, everybody, please consider tapping into the app. I think it's extremely helpful. I mean, it's designed to help you make money. Of course, I can't guarantee that. Nothing's financial advice, but it is definitely a tool. And it gets you access to the Discord, okay? So if you guys are interested in joining the Discord and you just don't want to be on YouTube, that's fine. Download the app, and then you'll have the choice to gain Discord access as long as you have a paid tier, right? That's a Minnow, Dolphin, Orca, Megalodon, or Leviathan. So any of those that you choose will give you Discord access. And I'll show you real quick what that looks like. S4R Pro. So wonder if, yes, see if I can. So let's just do this. Let's just fill the page, transform, fit to screen, and then I'll show y'all something. Okay. So with the app, you'll have this what's called Discord access, and you'll be able to gain Discord access once you connect, right? But anyway, you would go to, hold on one second. So those that want to join the app, just a real quick and skinny, you get a daily mindset check-in, and this is something I would do before you open your trading, right? Because I have AI and machine learning built in, so it can kind of identify what kind of mood and mindset you were in as you were trading, and then it'll tie it into what you actually entered for your trade results for the day, and then you have all that insight right on the main page. Now, not everybody gets access to this. This is all paid access, but there's a lot of tools in here for you guys to use, right? But nonetheless, if you, for instance, want to become, if you want to join it, you just click this membership and billing page right here. You'll probably get prompted that through the onboarding anyway. And then it gives you your access, and it tells you what's the cost of things here, okay? So once you do that, you'll have access to things like the education hub, right? Where you'll get things like options trading, spreads, leaps. You can look into futures. You can check out technical analysis and like my candlestick patterns and stuff that I made up for probabilities are built in here. And then it even talks to you about the setups, the market psychology, what's confirmation, all that stuff is right in here. And there's even a quiz, right? Like just so you can like just test your knowledge. But all this stuff, I put a lot of time and effort into this to just help as many people as I can. There's an option here, even if you're a free tier member, you can go ahead and click support rail. And essentially what you're doing, I mean, you're investing, you're pouring money into the community because everything takes time and everything costs money. So anything that anybody contributes, it's appreciated. So even if you're a member, you don't need to donate through YouTube because YouTube takes 30% of everything. So if you want to forego that, the super chats and stuff like that, anybody can come into the app and just hit support rail, and then there you go. All right, but there's a bunch of stuff in here, and I'm gonna give y'all a quick look at what the Leviathans are seeing right now. And again, you can be a Leviathan, you just won't be part of the group sessions right now, okay? And that's okay because you have access to other tools, and I want to show you what that looks like. So for Leviathans, I'm gonna go over this with my Leviathans probably shortly here, right? And then we're just gonna kind of keep it moving. But the first thing that we talked about was risk management, right? That was our first meeting, our first session. And then I have our meeting minutes. So I summarize everything, right? The transcripts I put in here for access, right? And then all this other stuff that I'll probably put in. So, and then up here at the top, you will be able to see your compliance. So what it does, it'll take your trading activity and then it'll give you some information, right? So if I'm going to show you what it looks like on a test. So let's say you are risk with an elevated risk. So this is an example of what that looks like. So you would get a compliance score of 68%. Your R is under 1, so you're at 0.2. Your behavioral flags, there was 2 identified. Leviathans, pay attention because you have access to this now. Risk stability index. So this is saying that you have elevated risk. Operator directive is reduce position size 25% and tighten your execution. So it's giving you some feedback based on reading your trading activity that you insert into the app. Okay, breakdown pattern emerging. So these are again examples. So your compliance scores 52%. You're negative on your R. You have 3 flags, right? And it's saying that, you know, your risk stability index is a breakdown pattern. So it's instructing, you know, not financial advice, but cease discretionary trading, right? Review the last 5 trades. And then it gives you some things here. So pattern breakdown is detected. Discretionary behavior is increasing. And then it gives you something to reflect on. So what specific rules have you violated repeatedly? Because obviously there's a rule being broken if you're getting these red flags. And then you read that question, and then you can log your reflection, and then it's stored. You're good to go. Okay. So, and if you're a stable operator, it just, hey, you're doing great. You got an 88%, you got a 1+ R, and then it's saying that you're stable. Maintain discipline. Do not increase your size just yet. Right. So these are things that I have built in exclusively for like the Leviathans. And then it's just going to continue. We're going to build on from here. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. The only other thing I can talk about that's real brief is just the trade tracker so people can see what it looks like. But so this is what it looks like for your trade tracker. Right. So you put your trades in and it gives you your analytics. Right. And then you can look at it in a card view or row view. So row view is like this. And it's cool because you can categorize it by stocks, options, futures, you know, styles, whatever. You can identify if these are day trades or swing trades. All that stuff is baked into this, right? I put a lot of time and effort into this. And I think it really would be helpful. You'll even have the ability to upload screenshots of your charts if you so choose, right? But yeah, so there's a lot here. If you guys are interested, by all means, just go ahead and follow the link and go from there. For those that don't know, you also, like Megalodons, I believe, and Leviathans, you do have a trade assist hub, okay? So tap into here. I'm not going to go through everything, but it is a tool for people to use with a pre-trade checklist and post-trade debrief, and it'll go through an assessment, risk calculator, all that stuff, and it's cool, right? You have your laws, your rules, so all the stuff is kind of baked into here, okay? You have a nice checklist where, like, if you're about to start a trade, let's make sure you check all these boxes before you execute. Maybe that's something that you need for discipline, right? Setup planner, right? Risk calculation. Let's see what's, I love the monthly assessment, right? So that's good too. So that's all following your trades. So there's a lot of stuff here. AI, but you need an upgrade for that. But nonetheless, hopefully it all makes sense. So I'm gonna stop talking about that and check everything. It looks like 94% of the people said that we are looking solid, and this was helpful. So I appreciate that. I'm gonna read some messages and then I'm gonna get off of here. Google got enough money. Yes, they do. 100%. Let's see here. Matt Henry says, so in order to get your price alerts, we don't join the YouTube community. What's the link to trade alerts? I'm a member of KGU, but I like the way you operate. Okay, so you have two ways to do this, Matt. So one, you can join YouTube, but you have to be a Megalodon. And if you join the YouTube, then you get the YouTube content. Right? If you can go through the app. If you go through the app, then you don't get all of the exclusive YouTube content, but you get all the tools and stuff that's there. A lot of my Megalodons, they do both. You know, they are YouTube Megalodons, and then they get a discount on the tool, right, on the trading app for that Megalodon tier as well. So you pick your poison. For KGU, I do share the structure of what I'm looking for, right? The entries and exits to take profits. Y'all just don't get the alerts because I can't alert you guys. That's the only thing. But I do my best to tell you when I'm in and out of a play. But yeah, so if you want to join, I always tell everybody, like, I'm like a community college, and then a KGU is more like a university, right? A university with a bunch of resources and professors and all the stuff. I'm one person over here at Sacrifice for Riches, and we're just a small community. I would never tell anybody to leave KGU to come over here. If you can do both, great. But KGU is my home, right? I'm just building like my own little house over here for, you know, a smaller community. People that just kind of gravitate more towards what I'm looking, well, what I do. So have at it, do what you got to do. And that is, I think, to join, all you have to do is press the plus button down below. Okay. It's either that or the money sign that's next to the chat. One of those, I think, might get you there right away. Otherwise, I did share a link for the YouTube. Okay. I'll reshare the YouTube link, and I'll reshare the app link. Okay, so just give me a minute. So that is the YouTube link, and then the app link is and that is the app link. Okay. Hey, what's up, Queen Rochella? I don't want the alerts. Will I get them on YouTube or the app? I do want the alerts. Oh yeah, so you would get it. So you would get the you would get the alerts through the Discord, right? The app has the alerts stored, or let me. So the app doesn't have like a proper alert setup. I'm still working on that build. And what I mean by that is that it doesn't have like the ability to like ping your phone just yet. So let me see here. So that's why it all comes through the app. So, or that all it all comes through Discord. Okay. So for example, my trade alerts here, there's a tab on the app called trade alerts, right? You can see like when I say that I'm in a play, right? You can see my notes. You can see when I'm out of a play, right? You can see things like that. I use it sometimes. If I'm pulling a trade right from the app, then I will utilize this, let you know, hey, I got seven contracts on SMCI, whatever, right? And then I'm in, I'm out. But these alerts prompt here, right? But you don't get like an audible ping or anything like that to your phone just yet. I'm working on that. It's a lot of what do you call it? Coding and stuff, right? Luckily, I'm in the world of AI, but even with AI, it's still a lot of work that goes into it. I am building this right now, refining, and once it's refined, then I'll probably have like a Google or an Apple Play Store version, which would allow those things to happen. But for now, the easiest way to get those alerts is to be in the Discord as a Megalodon. Okay, so join YouTube for alerts, correct? Yes, I'm sorry if I overcomplicate things, Matt. Yes, join YouTube. I mean, you can join YouTube or the app for the alerts because both of them gets you in the Discord. So that's what I'm saying. Yep, Megalodon access is Discord regardless. If you want the YouTube Megalodon access, right? So that's video content, then yeah, join YouTube and you'll get Megalodon access on YouTube with all the training videos and stuff like that, as well as the Discord access. That's kind of like probably the best approach. Okay, and the app will be secondary. If you want and need the tools for the app, then you'll get a discount and you can add that on later if you so choose. Yeah, and again, sorry for if I went too deep into that. Yes, but a black and white answer is yes, YouTube, Megalodon, and then you'll get access to the Discord. You just need to look for the Discord link on the membership tab on YouTube, on my channel. Okay? For some reason, if you can't find it, if you do decide to upgrade or join and you can't find the Discord link, just let me know. Yeah, just let me know. But regardless of the fact, I would still download the app for free because it's a easier, it just does the Discord access thing for me too. But yeah, just DM me and I can take care of you. All right, that is all I got. I'm gonna go get to it with my family. Appreciate everybody being here, and I will see y'all in the Discord. I'll probably answer a couple questions, but I'm not gonna get locked into anything more probably today. I gotta set some boundaries for my mindset. Okay, so appreciate y'all, everybody. Take care. There we go.
This that late shift, graveyard, pockets on E. This that praying in the driver, God, don't let me bleed. This that thumbnail, live stream, teaching about the teeth of the market while I'm fighting for my family to eat. This that knee brace, aching from the miles in the mud. This that E5 rank that I earned with my blood. This that YouTube grind when the views was a dud. Now we talking about a movement, not a maybe, this a flood. Sacrifice for the riches, that ain't just about the cash. That's about the sleep I gave up just to break a broken past. That's about the liquor I refused when I could've hit the glass. That's about the therapy I took instead of speeding off and crash.
That's the code that I live. Gave my tears, gave my time, gave my body, gave my ribs. For my wife, for my kids, for my people that I live. Ain't nobody gonna stop me, I'ma die before I quit. Sacrifice for riches, put the name on my stone. I was built for all this pressure, I ain't breaking, I'm grown. If you looking for a hero who was carved out of the stones, you can see him in the mirror when you face it on your own.
I was clocking in for bosses that ain't know my middle name. They just saw the numbers hitting, they ain't see the inner strain. Then I turn my pain to content, turn my lessons into game. Now I got a tribe of traders that refuse to play the same. Discord buzzing charts up, members learning how to move. We ain't chasing lotto tickets, we're protecting what we prove. Teaching risk, teaching patience, teaching how to keep you cool. Cause I lost enough myself to write a whole financial school. My sobriety a badge, my resilience a shield. Every L I ever took became a tool I had to wield. When the market tried to break me, I just studied how it killed. Then I built a better system, now I'm walking through the field.
Sacrifice for riches, that's the code that I live. Gave my tears, gave my time, gave my body, gave my ribs. For my wife, for my kids, for my people that I live. Ain't nobody gonna stop me, I'ma die before I quit. Sacrifice for riches, put the name on my stone. I was built for all this pressure, I ain't breaking, now I'm grown. If you looking for a hero who was carved out of the stones, you can see him in the mirror when you face it on your own.
When I say sacrifice, you say for riches.
Sacrifice for riches. Sacrifice
for riches, from the trenches to the digits. When I say process, you say over profit.
Process over profit. Process
over profits, we ain't stopping till we locked it. From the runaway son to the soldier in the dirt, to the husband with a white queen fighting through the hurt, to the father of 2 daughters that he put in every verse, to the trader and the teacher helping others break the curse. I'm the sum of every scar they tried to use to hold me back. I'm the voice of every kid who had to grow up in attack. I'm the proof that if you're willing to go all in on the path, you can lose a couple battles and still never lose your track.
Sacrifice for riches, that's the code that I live. Gave my tears, gave my time, gave my body, gave my ribs. For my wife, for my kids, for my people that I live. Ain't nobody gonna stop me, I'ma die before I quit. Sacrifice for riches, put the name on